has made, and of course, we will politic and be glad in it. Rivers State, the crisis is still lingering. The struggle to retain and regain power is still on between the incumbent governor, Wike-Fubara, and his estranged godfather, Nyesom Wike. And also, the breaking news coming in from Nigeria is that Tinubu, now popularly called T-Pain, has increased the price of petroleum from about 90, no, from about 900 naira now to over 1,000 naira. I think the fuel was like about 880 naira, and now from that 880 naira, it has moved astronomically to 1,030 naira. So I'll be looking at these issues today. Of course, this is the day the Lord has made, and definitely we will politic and be glad in it. I was absent for 2 days, not according to my wish. Of course, I miss you guys a whole lot. I miss my fellow politicians. Like I said, where I enjoy most, one of my highlight of the day, one of my most important time on the day is when I get to spend time to politic with my fellow politicians. And of course, today I'm glad to be back and strong. For the 2 days, I don't know what's wrong. My my sorry, apologies. My YouTube wasn't connecting, but now it's great to be back. Okay, so the crisis in Rivers State has been lingering back and forth between Nyesom Wike and Wike-Fubara. One would have thought that this Rivers issue, what did they happen? And even the president is not around. And again, for the second time, the president is increasing the price of petrol when he's not in the country. And there was a time I made a video. I said, is Bola Ahmed Tinubu an overconfident or a courageous man? I made that video. That is Tinubu an overconfident or a courageous man? So I x-rayed his political life, and I was x-raying it, and I was digging out the point, which made me conclude that he seems to be an overconfident man, and it's not good to be overconfident. You don't overpush your luck, right? For instance, there is crisis in Edo. The dust of the election is yet to settle down because the PDP is alleging that APC rigged them out of the election. And they are still protesting Edo up till now. Because I saw on the social media that some people of the PDP party still protested, I think today or yesterday. So that means that Edo is still a volatile state. On the second note, we have Rivers State. Now, the importance of these two states is that they are both in the Niger Delta. So I think after Edo State, it will be, I stand to be corrected, is it Delta State, It is still another state in the Niger Delta. So that means that if violence breaks out in Edo, it can easily, be transferred to other states. And these are where the oil installations are. So if two Niger Delta states are currently volatile, and if the states in the north, bandits are still having their way, kidnappers, terrorism, the north central, Benue State are still being, threatened by bandits, murderous herdsmen, Zamfara. So you now imagine that, why would the president decide to take an holiday in the midst of all this? For instance, if you are to go on an holiday, right, you will clear your desk. That's what I believe. For instance, if you want to go on leave, the company would mandate you to clear your desk, at least to some extent. But at this present point in time, The president has a lot on his desk, a whole lot, more than enough on his desk. So if the president has a lot on his desk, you imagine that why choose when you have a lot on your desk to go for holiday? Holiday is for when everything is fine, right? And to go for holiday in a country like Nigeria, you may want to question that, you going for holiday, are you sure it is the right thing? Are you sure it is the right decision? Now, the holiday thing is not really an issue for me, right? The thing is, that's why people in foreign countries, the US, the UK, that's why they don't give their government little chance. They don't give them any chance. Like, they have no chill, if I can use that word. They have no chill at all. Any little thing, they're already speaking out. They're already calling you to resign. They're already advocating. They're already agitating. They're already clamoring. Do you know the reason? The reason is that the reason why they are clamoring, the reason why they are agitating, is that they know that if they give you an opportunity and they let that thing to sail, the probability that you will do it again is high. So they don't even want to give you the opportunity to even do it. They don't even want to hear any story. That's why if anything happens in all these Western countries, you see that even people that are not educated, you see that education is not civilization. Education is not civilization. Civilization is different. Education can only aid the civilization. You can be civilized. You can be a civilized person and not be educated. Right? So, and that you are educated doesn't mean you'll be civilized. And I will explain that. For instance, you see some of our big uncles, some of you that have all these big uncles, that the way they dress, their swag, everything, you think that, uncle sabi things. But when you move close to them, especially if you are a lady, you understand, maybe you don't see all the cock up, you understand, you don't see all the blinks, all those kind of things. You think that, this one a better catch you. But when you now move close to them, you'll be like, they call them Fawaraja. You're like, not all that glitters as is gold. This one it not even go to school. This one cannot even speak good English. This one, why is this one speaking like this? Yet they are very civilized. Their dressing, their outlook, and everything. But then you can see an educated man that you will see his mode of dressing, his color combination will leave you to be questioning that, but this man is educated now. Why is he combining this kind of color? You will see an educated man go to Unilag, go to OSU, go to any university. Professors are the epitome of education. That's the highest cadre. In the Western world now, they now have emeritus, right? Emeritus is that you as in, maybe you yourself, as a professor, you've produced many professors. That those that you trained to earn a PhD, they are now becoming professors. So they may be calling you an emeritus. It's just to boost your ego. You understand? It's just to make you feel good. It's just to kind of like respect you. It's just to kind of like put some honor and prestige to your name that, okay, you are a professor, but of course, you also have produced other professors, So you would see that in life, it is not good to be overconfident. When I made that first video, what prompted me to make that first video? It was a video recording. You can check it on my YouTube. That is Tinubu an overconfident or a courageous man? If you search my videos, you will see it there. And somebody wrote me regarding that video. I will tell you what the person said. That's why I told you guys that in Nigeria, to be speaking about politics is a very difficult job. But I have no choice, because if you're an engineer, You can decide to go back to your engineering work. But I am a political scientist, and nothing can change that. Nothing can change me. I'm a political scientist, so I teach, I research, and I analyze politics and happenings in the polity. Nothing can change it. That's my first address. Now, what prompted me to make that first video was that I noticed that when fuel moved from 568 to 885 or something, the president was not in the country. Now, don't take my word for it. I usually tell you, my fellow politicians, that don't take my word for it. Do your research. It will help you. Presidents in Nigeria, when they want to remove fuel subsidy, they are always around. When they want to increase, there are some things that when it wants to happen, you must be around, so that in case of any boomerang, you are on ground. Everybody, they see you. You can easily move from one meeting to the other, one meeting to the other, one meeting to the other, one meeting to the other. You can easily call the agitating stakeholders. You can easily call them to order. You can easily persuade those who need to be persuaded. You understand? Arrest those who need to be arrested. Influence those who need to be influenced. So, and one of those things is fuel subsidy. Another thing is, whenever there is an election, a general election, whether you are participating or you are not participating, you must be around. For instance, Buhari cannot afford to travel when the Tinubu election was going on. He's not participating. He's not on the ballot. It is INEC that is conducting the election. In fact, Buhari has no role in conducting the election. The election that brought Tinubu in. On election day, what is the role of Buhari? The role of Buhari is just to go to Daura to cast his vote. But no president, even if you are not participating in the election, cannot afford to travel when the election is going on, especially a general election. Another thing is, no president can afford to remove fuel subsidy and not be in the country. Because in the history of Nigeria, one of the things that have gathered persistent strike, protests, and the country becomes volatile, the tempers of the citizen becomes flared up, everybody is angry, everybody is hungry, everybody is, sad, everybody is agitated, is when they remove fuel subsidy. So, fuel subsidy becomes a volatile time in Nigeria. So, as a president, you cannot afford, and especially in a country that there has been history of back-to-back coups. So even if the coup plotters, if some of them have retired, majority of those in the army now, in the military, were recruited during those coup days. Majority of the people in the army now that are now becoming the ogas were recruited during the military days. In fact, it was military intervention in politics that encouraged some people to go and join the army. That, power belongs to us. Maybe one day at the state or at the federal level, it go favor me. I go be part of the clique. You understand? Or if I happen to align with one of the oga at the state level. So most of these guys were recruited during the time of Obasanjo, Buhari, Yar'Adua, Jonathan. If you look at the military high command, that was when they recruited majority of them. So what that means is that their first orientation during recruitment is military is a symbol of power and authority, and governance. Hear me right. During their recruitment, their orientation is military is a symbol of power, authority, and governance. Now, in a democracy has come. That orientation is changing. Military is no longer a symbol of authority. It's still a symbol of power and no longer a symbol of governance. Now I told you that when most of these generals were recruited, military was still in one. A symbol of power, a symbol of authority, a symbol of governance. When democracy came, military right now in the democratic system is no longer a symbol of authority. It is still a symbol of power, but no longer a symbol of governance. So that means now it is now 1/3. But then, you know that these guys, they spent reasonable time during military era, and they are now becoming big boys. So you can't remove that. Military should be a symbol of authority, power, and governance. You can't remove it from their blood. Emmanuel Black Shewa, I see you, says, Dr. Greetings. Greetings, my brother. God bless you. Great to have you. Appreciate you, Emmanuel Black Shewa. Watching me from Nigeria, one northern state like that. I can't remember the state, But I know you are watching me from. I think you are going to Ahmadu Bello University or something like that. You are doing your masters in international something and law related to the social sciences, right? God bless you, man of Black Shew. So you see that some of these military guys still believe that the military should still be a symbol of power, authority, and governance. 3 in 1. Take that away from me. Power, authority, and governance. But now, it is 1/3. It's just a symbol of power. If